Welcome back, y'all. We are here for the 2023 Preserve Championship powered by Prodigy. We are at the Airborn Disc Golf Preserve in Clearwater, Minnesota for this Disc Golf Pro Tour Elite Event. This is the home that Kale built, and it's a lot of fun to be out here on the Mississippi River ripping shots and hitting gaps. I'm Connor O'Reilly, joined today in the booth by Holly Finley.
Absolutely love it here. It's a thrower's course, but it also requires accuracy. You've got a couple of wooded holes thrown in. We're playing the Black Bear layout. And after the front 9 holes, check out who is in the lead. Miss Raven Klein, Rebecca Cox in second, and a tie for third with Catrina, Haley, and Kat Murch.
Raven Klein, Minnesota native, showing up in her home state. Let's see how she finishes out on the back 9. Starting on hole 10, it's a par 5, 1,000 feet on the dot. Really get a hold of this first one, because if you can clear this out of bounds ditch on the second, you're going to have a pretty open shot into the green. Obviously not much in the way here. If you're not quite where you want to be off the tee, you have a decision to make on whether you go to the right side and try to make some distance, or whether you really try to clear that creek or lay up short. Get good distance on your first 2 though, and this one should be a birdie.
Catrina Allen opting for a roller off the tee.
Whoa, using that side hill a little too much maybe, but ends up working out well. I personally love the roller on this hole.
Missy Gannon with a turnover distance shot. She's in a good position.
Yeah, anytime you are hanging out by the catch cam, you should be pretty happy.
Stacie started out her disc golf career throwing extremely far. Over 400 feet she showed up on the scene, and I think she ended up with some back problems, and she's been reworking her form a bit to, be more controlled and a little less power, a little less harsh on the body.
Yeah, I think she's also understood, she wants to play at the top level for a number of years, and she can score with 360 feet or 375 feet, 380 feet. No need to push it to 410, 415 if you're just wearing down the body but not really benefiting your game.
And Catrina just choosing a layup play short of the ditch.
What do you think is that kind of power threshold that you need to score on those kind of upper end FPO holes?
I'd say 375 could put you at top 5 all day. But you can get away with, 340 and a 10 out of 10 putter like Owen Scoggins.
Yeah, it seems like the kind of top end of those par 3s start to push around that 400 range. So yeah, if you can give yourself edge of circle 1 look, you got everything you need.
Everyone's decided to play short of the ditch, and from here you've got about 330 into the pin.
Catrina swinging that hyzer. Looks like a good height. Can he get up on top of the shelf? Got a half and half right there. Circle's edge. If she's outside, maybe she'll go to that jumper. Smooth shot out of Stacie. Gives herself a 25-footer. Maybe a little worried of that out of bounds on the right for Missy there. Just kind of doesn't commit to the width she needed.
Yeah, to really swing it in with the hyzer shot, you've got to throw it over the out of bounds and trust it's going to come back.
Shue plays wide, looking for some skip, and actually gets not much, but didn't need it. Once again with that soft zone, little to no ground play.
Missy Gannon up with a birdie putt. She pulls it a bit right side.
Over reading that right to left tailwind, maybe thinking it was going to move her putter more.
We've got Catrina Allen with a birdie look from right outside the circle. Another good-looking putt out of her today. She'll take another birdie. Thank you very much.
Walking that one down calmly. You can tell she's trying to keep the emotions low, knows she's playing well, and just wants to keep taking it one shot at a time.
And Rawnsley perfectly lined up right on the pole, but just a bit low.
Like when you know you're on a heater, you just really lock in and you just try to get through the round, and then afterwards you can breathe that sigh of relief and let those smiles out. But at this point, Catrina's locked in.
Paige Shue able to take home a birdie here on hole 10. Missy Gannon will settle for a par, as well as Stacie Rawnsley.
Look at that gallery back there for our final FPO feature card. The Minnesotans showing out. And yeah, you two, you Wisconsins, and everyone else who made it here, we appreciate y'all.
Hole 11, 269 feet.
Wisconsinites, sorry.
Yeah, Wisconsinites. It's a par 3. It plays as an island. Whatever can get you inbounds and get a birdie is what you need to throw here. Personally, I like a speed 9 distance driver. Throw it to the right of the basket at that 10-10 dis white flag sign. Hopefully land in the circle and get yourself a birdie putt.
Hey, I also play a speed 9 driver. I like that choice here.
Catrina looking more of a mid.
Ooh.
And it's actually out of bounds. They're very generous with the lines here.
Yeah, I'd like to see that out of or inbounds only be on the top shelf. I
That's
feel
what
like
I like
that's
too.
what we're here for.
That's what I was saying.
We're here to be on the top of the cake.
Round. I agree. Paige Shue. Oh, we're still good. We're in the bullseye.
Was it that zone again? She's throwing that thing a lot.
And this hole is slightly uphill. I feel like it plays more about like 290. Oh, what a heartbreaker. Oh, man.
Millimeters from success for Missy. Looks to be maybe a mid-range out of Stacie. Something of the sort, and hangs it just a little wide. Hanging out with Catrina. There's a lot of options here, especially when there's low wind. You can throw putter, you can throw mid-range, you can throw stable disc. Here we see Missy down from the drop zone. Or I guess where she last was inbounds, because there is no
drop zone.
I was going to say, that's a weird looking drop zone.
Catrina Allen for birdie. What a putt. There's water. If she missed that, she's in the water. I mean, you got to give it a strong bid. Look at that.
Yeah, no question. Low left. That's the money spot, you guys.
Very courageous putt.
That's 2 birdies in a row to start the back for Catrina.
Stacie Rawnsley gives it a run. She's still in bounds. And Paige, look at her. She was 12 feet away. It's a birdie for her.
Maybe a mid-range out of her off that tee, looked like. Definitely not the zone again.
And Stacie, you could see, was just 1 disc away from the out-of-bounds line.
Yeah, my philosophy disc choice-wise here is I like the 9-speed because I can throw it headwind, I can throw it tailwind. I don't have to make a change. So I think this one can kind of overwhelm you with all the decisions sometimes and the commitment. Unfortunate bogey for Missy. Card plays the hole 1 down.
If disc golf is your game, make Gotta Throw your disc golf warehouse. With a huge selection of discs, bags, baskets, carts, shirts, and more. GottaThrow.com has all the tools to take your game to the next level. Shop online or our Golden Valley, Minnesota store. Free shipping with all online orders over $75. Online or in-store, get what you need for the game you love. GottaThrow.com, your disc golf warehouse. In the game since 1993.
Hole 12 is a hole that we saw newly designed last year. It's a par 4 that I'm really a fan of. 650 feet. This first shot requires you to throw something really long and straight, or maybe even get a little bit of left finish somewhere around here. This second shot, there's a couple trees to shape it, and then this mound is really the tough part with this low ceiling of these trees. The height window you need to come in close on this one is very specific, and oftentimes it's hard to put on the brakes after you clear that hill, so you'll find yourself circle's edge long if you do get a birdie look.
Catrina Allen up first after 2 birdies. And she has thrown what looks to be a perfect shot. You send it over to that right corner, let the disc sweep left. Not too left though, because then you're pinched off.
Catrina will have all the options from there. Shue looks to match the line. Can she clear that little hill bump and get even further? Yeah.
And really you want to get past that sand bunker on your shot, and Paige has gotten great distance off the tee. Shue is throwing further than ever before.
Yeah, I was noticing that. I feel like I don't remember her having so much distance.
She's gotten 50 feet on her distance since she won Worlds.
I'm gonna need it nowadays. The game is reaching new heights every day. What better place to let it air out than here at the preserve? 4 good shots for our car. That's a fantastic grouping.
You could see Connor's description of the hole. Really getting over that mound ensures you'll at least have some kind of look at a birdie circle 1 or 2. And Catrina, she's in circle 1.
Yeah, she made the perfect disc selection there, died out just as it got over the hill.
Ooh, Stacie clipping some trees on the way there. Doesn't matter though, she's in the circle looking at birdie.
2 very good shots.
I'm very impressed with how far down these drives got.
Yeah, all of a sudden this upshot's way easier when you find yourself here. Missy kind of finding more of that common spot, just making sure to get over the hill. Miss can be long, still has a chance.
Paige Shue with the longest drive of the group. Look at that upshot. Man, she really made that look easy. Fortunately, she throws it too high. She'll have to play for par. Don't you hate it when you've got the best drive of the group and then, man, that's just some of the worst feelings.
Yeah, those can be hard to swallow. But at least you know you did something well, and
you can
hopefully
focus
you're taking
on the
par
positive.
worst.
Yeah. Missy Gannon for birdie. That was a good attempt. A brave attempt also on a semi-elevated basket. I feel like that's a bit shorter than our tower baskets.
I feel like they groomed this little bushy guy a bit from last year. I feel like there was times where it kind of crept up over the cage. And
100%. The bush was, you couldn't putt from the backside of the bush.
Yeah, I think if it's going to be inside the bullseye, it should probably be at least below the cage, you know.
Rawnsley able to get a birdie here on hole 12, as well as Catrina Allen.
Impressive stretch for Catrina. Finds herself with a turkey start on the back 9.
There's only 7 birdies on the day here on this hole. And you just saw 2 of them.
Don't look now, but Catrina currently has 6 birdies in a row. Can she keep the birdie train rolling?
6 in a row? Here we are, hole 13, one of my favorite holes on the course. 348-foot par 3, a nice low tunnel shot. Behind the basket is water, but the water is very low this year, and they've cleared out a lot of the bush and brush. The trouble on this hole would be pulling your shot over into the woods on the right side and having a tough time scrambling for par. This is really just a stock, straight ahead shot. If you can keep it low and beat the ceiling, you should at least be able to scoot up to those red chips and get yourself a birdie putt. Catrina pulls it a little low, and that's a little short.
Another shot similar to the last approach where you want to commit fully and then choose the disc that you know will kind of just die out at the end of that range, because if you go long, that Mississippi is waiting. It's pretty far back there, but there's a hill that you'll drop off and have a circle 2-putt real quick.
Rawnsley's line looked perfect, but unfortunately hers was too high, and she clipped a limb and dropped halfway down the fairway. And Shue got caught up on that section of trees on the left, and Missy's shot looking a bit too low as well.
Yeah, I feel like you really want to play this one straight at the basket with a disc that might even fade just a little bit left at the end of the flight, and really makes the gap the biggest here. Trying to pimp this one and park it is just hard to do.
Paige just got an upshot near the basket. She'll be able to scramble for par.
Catrina looks to give kind of a half bid layup, but yeah, probably not bidding that one. She's too smart and she's playing well.
I always think it's funny. Sometimes I see players, they dust their disc and they just dust a random part of their disc. They don't even touch the part that they dusted. And I'm like, is it just a habit of tapping the disc with the dust by now?
Little residual powder puff over there.
Exactly. I don't want the full powder, just the edges.
The ambiance of powder.
Exactly. Paige Shue looking to save par.
Me on the other hand, I'm drowning in that powder. That is a tough miss. Who knows if it stayed close?
Oh, you see what happens when you go behind the basket. Get in there. Oh, I hate to see it.
She was pretty fortunate to be as close as she was down there, but even then, tricky footing. Unfortunate bogey for Shue.
Catrina Allen for a par save. Good looking putt out of her. Stacie Rawnsley will take home a par as well. And Missy Gannon, and there were only 6 birdies on the day here on hole 13.
Only 6 of them could stare down that mighty Mississippi and come way on top. Hole 14, this is a new hole. We have a combined hole. FPO teeing over this big kind of low spot off the tee. It's inbounds, but it's pretty hairy. And then on the left, you see this cart line over here is going to play out of bounds. To the right, it's just nasty throughout the whole thing, but you can play down there and still make progress. That's definitely the safer side to miss on. This first shot over is going to be one that's really important. If you can throw it well, then birdie is on the table. If not, it's going to be trouble. Players facing some slight headwind currently.
That's a good looking shot out of Catrina. Landing safe in the short grass. All you need is another one of those and you're looking at a birdie.
Smooth power out of Stacie. She's hanging out up there as well. Missy a little more of a drag over shot, but finding that tree line and kicks out into the open. She's gonna be counting her blessings after that one. Looks like the shape for Shue.
Everyone's safe.
This approach is also very tricky as it drops off behind the basket and there's kind of a mound in front of the basket that deceives your eyes to thinking once you crest it you're there, but there's still another little mound the basket sits on. So this one, it's just a depth trick. It really is.
Paige Shue clips some limbs on the way there, but has enough power to push through it. She has a drop-in birdie.
Catrina to start another birdie streak. Plays it high. This should have some nice gentle finish though. Yeah. Great touch for Catrina there. Stacie also hangs it just wide and kind of steals some momentum by hitting those branches.
Missy pitches up, as does Stacie. They'll be looking at pars here for hole 14.
Yeah, this one slopes away like 40 degrees right behind the basket, so not one you really want to mess with. Missy showing a lot of guts on that putt.
Well, I thought that was a drop-in birdie, but Paige did have to make a putt. That's a good birdie right there.
Catrina and Paige.
The only birdies on this hole all day.
And Ace Run Pro brought them to you guys. You're welcome.
I mean, if you're not here to watch this, then, man, this is good stuff.
Another new teeing area and another new hole when we come back from commercial.
Hole 15, this is the same basket, but a new teeing position for us this year. You've got to go between these two trees to make the mando. If you can shot shape and get your disc to go to the right off of the tee, that would be more beneficial, thus shortening your second and third shot. Most players are looking to play this hole for par, with step 1 getting through the gap, making the mando, step 2 big distance shot, step 3 a nice accurate shot into the circle. Catrina Allen up first.
Yeah, this hole plays the same. MPO or FPO, definitely a challenging birdie for that FPO division. Hard to crest that hill and give yourself closer than like 380 feet, 400 feet in. Stock shot there for our leader on the card.
Paige pulls hers a bit left. Hard to tell if that came out early or if she lined up incorrectly.
A little distraction coming off the river for Stacie, and she stands up a little bit too much on that one.
It's exactly the same spot looks like Paige ended up.
Missy hits a good line here. Just a dead straight shot. That is going to play. Long way from there, though. Going to be a tough birdie. Paige is looking to make progress and keep it out of the junk, and she does, though she's definitely more left of where she intended.
And here you're just looking to throw as far as you can, and really you want to decide if you have that ability and can throw far enough. Do you want to be on the left side or the right side of that tree? Because if you end up behind it, it's kind of tricky. They did trim the lower limbs up though, so now you can actually be underneath it and still have a shot.
Yeah, it does force you into kind of like a crouching or kneeling shot though if you are just underneath or behind it. Long look for Catrina. Yeah, and there's that tree that Holly mentioned. Paige fights through to the front side. She'll have a jump putt at it.
You can see Stacie was directly behind the tree, so she had to decide forehand or backhand. She chose a backhand hyzer, and she's a bit long for her par putt.
Missy feathers it up there, and Catrina looks to try to delicately place in a birdie there. Understands she doesn't really need it though.
Stacie doesn't connect for that par putt and sends it down the hill a bit. Ooh, that was looking good. Good comeback bogey for Stacie Rawnsley.
Goes to the straddle stance with the side slope footing and makes good. Solid putt.
That's her first bogey of the back nine.
Yeah, like you said, Missy kind of understanding the challenges of this hole. Okay, playing for par.
Catrina Allen currently sitting at 8 under par. And Paige Shue, after taking that bogey, will put her at even for the round.
We would only see 2 threes on the day here. Birdie threes, that is, from Ella Hansen and Holland Hanley. Arguably the 2 longest players in the game. And 16. This one's going to be a par 3, 310 feet, and it always seems to have some kind of a headwind coming at you. Really the key feature of this hole is not only that wind that you're used to seeing off this pond, but this mounded green makes you come in a specific spot. You can check up just short and right and get a little straight jump up the hill, or if you can kind of come in on the backside and nestle in close, you'll be pretty happy. Land on the middle of the hill, you might take a big flare skip left though, so really gotta land it properly.
Catrina up first with a high hyzer, and she has put it in the bullseye.
Just do that, y'all.
What a shot.
Now I gotta say that pine tree on the right side of the basket has some kind of dead low limbs that I'd really like to see taken away. I think they're kind of stealing the ace line and creating kind of a low ceiling putt. It just, I don't know, the dead branches just don't look that good to me.
And Missy lands in the bullseye as well. Paige taking more of a flat lower line. She has a nice flare skip, but this mound does what it does best and gives her a little bit of a roll. It's a birdie putt from 20 feet.
Who knows, Holly, maybe I'll hit up my beaver friend who's over there on hole 11, see if he can come do some work for us.
Hey, I met a couple beaver friends out fishing this week. And Stacie pulls hers a little to the right side. She has to pitch up, and she'll be taking a par.
Yeah, accurate upshot. Maybe a little too much pace, but the pole saves her. Could have still been a testy putt. Paige makes one.
Shue back under par. Missy Gannon looking for her first birdie of the back nine.
Faces down the headwind and jams that one center left.
There it is. Missy now at 2 under par for the round. And Catrina Allen now at 9 under par as we approach hole 17.
Keeping it clean here on the back. Only that one bogey so far throughout the round. 2 holes to go. 17, definitely a birdie that she's going to want to score. 18, we'll see.
Hole 17, look at this cutie, a 243-foot par 3. We do have out of bounds on the left and long behind the basket. Whatever you can hit a tunnel with, that's what you want to choose. I've seen a variety of throws here. I like a mid-range. Get it pinned deep, get yourself a birdie putt.
Hear me out, Holly. Toss as many mandos as you can on those trees. Force us through the gap the whole way, otherwise punish us.
Catrina Allen up first. Premium plastic putter. It's low, but she slides up there for a putt.
You see a little more of a hyzer stand-up release. Also plays it low, but prioritizes hitting the gap.
Paige putting a lot of height on it.
Ooh, that branch is really the one that can kill the backhands. Really got to sneak just underneath it or over it.
Stacie hits the gap. Stacie.
Oh.
Long OB.
It can come quick here. I feel like that might have been a mid-range out of Stacie. I think this really... it's got to be a putter, or you got to keep that mid really low.
Catrina not taking any look at that. She pitches up for a par.
Another one of those holes, though. You know, we have so many open shots, and all of a sudden you got to hit a gap. You got to throw a nice, straight, touchy shot. I really kind of like this placement with it being here on 17. I don't know. It just kind of breaks up the back nine.
I agree. Stacie Rawnsley, OB off the tee, but pin deep. She's able to get a par putt in, as well as Paige Shue. Stacie looking a bit just not satisfied with her play thus far.
Yeah, sees Catrina kind of shredding, knows this course is open, suits her power game, probably hoping to have a little cleaner round so far. She's been just off, though. One of those rounds that can really grind you down throughout the course of it. You feel like you're not doing a whole lot wrong, just not quite able to figure it out.
Yeah, baby, yeah! That's what I'm talking about.
Your dynamic disc open champion, Parker Wells!
We finished out here at the Black Bear with another par 5, another forced water carry. 942 feet. You gotta smash it out to the left here. Kind of debate how aggressive you want to get off the tee. Second shot, layup somewhere on that flat golf teeing surface to the right there. And third shot is another forced water carry onto a green that has been shrunken a little bit, but still very sizable for the distance of the shot. Once again, bunkers play safe.
Catrina up first. Taking a more aggressive route, hanging it over the water longer for maximum distance.
I saw a lot of FPO players really just playing hyzer out of the hand. That shows a lot of trust out of Catrina.
100%. I'd say the majority of the field is looking to land safe and not too worried about distance off the tee. Missy hangs hers a little longer than intended, and she is out of bounds.
Little wind off the left, kind of pulling Missy's out of the air there, maybe in a way she didn't expect. You got to make sure to give this one some height unless you really kind of get flat on it over the land.
Stacie with plenty of distance in the tank, and she's safe on the other side. Missy will now be throwing 3 from the drop zone.
It's going to be really hard to save par. Let's see if she's okay taking bogey or if she puts her foot on the gas. Knowing Missy, probably just going to play it safe, understanding she has 2 more rounds to do work.
I think that's a generous drop zone, putting you on the inbound side, not making you do the water carry again.
Yeah, definitely kind of takes some of the stress off of what the hole wants you to do. Still makes par like really hard to save, which I don't hate, but yeah, I do think that this is a shot that all these players definitely should be executing.
And see, Stacie has landed in this sand trap. It doesn't play as hazard, but it just makes your footing and your next throw a little more difficult than you'd like. You want to land short of the sand trap or go behind it.
Catrina once again turning our catch cam, finding herself on a downslope. Wow.
Look at that. What a placement.
She's like a little bit further than how far you really want to push it, but stays in bounds.
Yeah, let's hope she doesn't have a downhill run up. Okay, Paige from the sand. This can get a little hairy. Looks like she had some good footing and momentum going with it.
Yeah, she really swung hard with the upper body there, I feel like, to mitigate some of that sand slowing her down. Missy also slightly sandy footing. Looks to have played this one just a bit short.
Stacie is safe in the next sand trap. She can make a putt from there. Catrina in just the best position I've ever seen.
Can she clear the hill?
Great looking shot. She'll have a birdie look at the finishing hole.
That birdie would put her at double digit 10 down.
Missy gave it a soft bid.
And we did see hole 18 play as the hardest hole on the course. Definitely birdieable, but can really eat your lunch if you make a mistake. And if you make two, it's going to be hard.
Catrina Allen with a birdie, putting her at 10 under par. Unbelievable round out of her.
Only 5 birdies on the day here. She really cleared the card today.
Catrina shooting a course record here at Black Bear, coming in an unofficial rating of 1032.
Wow.
And don't be surprised, Catrina's actually shot several 1030 rounds throughout her career.
So impressive. Clears the field by 4 strokes through 1 round. Catrina Allen can keep it steady, keep her foot on the gas. She's going to be hard to catch, but there's a lot of firepower on this leaderboard. And we are excited for our card tomorrow. Haley King, Cat Merch, Jen Allen, and Paige Pierce. A lot of different styles and a lot of distance there.
Appreciate you guys tuning in to this round 1 front 9 coverage of the 2023 Preserve Championship. If you'd like to support Connor and I, Connor has a YouTube channel where he shows his practice rounds and some pro tips. I got a few pro tips on my YouTube as well. If you'd like to pick up some merch of Connor's and I, we both have Fairway Drivers, our Tour Series disc for this year. We'd love for you to grab a handful of those, get some aces with them, and tag us in social media. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We will catch you tomorrow.